What's up, guys? Little Dog here, but you knew that from the intro. Today we're doing Between a Rock, which is a quest that takes place in Keldegrim. For the quest, you're going to need 4 gold bars and 1 ammo mold, and you can get the ammo mold from Nulodian, who sells the dwarf cannons. To begin, you need to speak to Dondecan, who's located in Keldegrim, right by where it says Dondecan's Rock. To get there, you can go through the Keldegrim entrance cave, right by Frumnik. So you need to talk to the Dwarven Ferryman to cross the river, and walk around and cross the bridges and speak to Dondecan. When you speak to him, the first thing you're going to want to ask is, why are you shooting a cannon at the wall? And then after a short dialogue, ask why he's shooting at a hard rock, which is the first chat option. To accept the quest, you're going to want to say, sounds interesting. Then ask, so what do you need me to do? He tells you to go maybe find somebody smart who knows something about the rock, how to get through it, and if there is any way to get through it. And your character asks where to start, and he suggests you speak to the engineer. The engineer is located in the Western Consortium in Keldegrim. I'll show you how to get there in just a second. You need to go through this little shack here and open both doors. And the door to the Consortium is right in the middle. And then just to your east is going to be the Dwarf Engineer in this little room here. Speak to him and ask where you can find the stuff. He'll tell you about Raylad, who works at the Dwarven Mine, and he might have a book about it. So, home teleport to Faldor. And you're going to walk northeast to the Dwarven Mines. And he's in the eastern building. Speak to Raylad. If you don't have the ammo mold, you can buy one from Nulodian right next door. But speak to Rolad, and he'll figure out that he lost the book, and the pages are probably in the Dwarven Mines. Now, once you get down in the Dwarven Mines, the first thing you're going to have to do is kill some scorpions to get the first page. The scorpions are located here. It took me about 5 kills. It doesn't drop it. It automatically gets put in your inventory, so don't watch the ground for it. Then you're going to search a minecart. Just keep searching minecarts so you get the second page. And then you're going to mine any rock, and you should get the third page. Go back up the ladder, speak to Raylad, and he'll turn it into a book. Once the dialogue with him is over, you can choose whatever chat option you want and read the book. Now you're going to home teleport to Frumnik to go back to Dondecan. Go through the little cave here and talk to the ferryman. Talk to Dondecan about the book. Click through, and then once you get to the chat options, use a gold bar or gold ore on him. Just click through. And now you're going to head to lumbridge to make a gold cannonball. Lumbridge is just the closest furnace. Any furnace will work. It doesn't matter. Once you've got the cannonball, you're going to head back to the Frumnik and walk to Keldegrim. You're going to use the same way to get there that you did every other time, just using the ferryman and walking around the bridges. Make sure, if you haven't done Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf, I think it is. No, if you haven't done the Giant Dwarf, don't talk to the boatman, or you're going to start a completely different quest. So, you give him the golden cannonball when you use it on him, and he shoots it through the wall, realizes it works, and he suggests that he shoots you through the wall, and you have to make a golden helmet. So, he gives you the first schematic. To get the second schematic, you're going to have to read the book. You'll get it out. Go speak to the Dwarf Engineer. He has the third. And the fourth is located underground White Wolf Mountain. The fastest way there is Taverley or Catherby. The caves are close, but Taverley is a little closer, so just go to Taverley. Walk north a little bit and into the cave. And speak to Korvac, the Drunken Engineer. He asks you for a ale, but you can deny to give it to him, and your character will say some unique dialogue. Just click through it, and he gives you the 4 schematic. Now, instead of home teleporting, climb up the stairs and walk north. There are anvils just to the north. And use your gold bars, and you'll make a golden helmet. Now, to assemble your schematics. Now, when you go to open up the schematic, you're going to see a little interface like this, and it's kind of a puzzle. The base schematic, which is the white piece in the back, has all the things you need to line up the different schematics with. So schematic 1, 2, and 3, you can hide or select. So if you have more than one selected, you're going to be moving more than one piece at one time, which is unnecessary. You only need to move one at a time. You can rotate them, which you have to do with 2 of the pieces, schematic 1 and 2, I believe. And you can hide them. So the best thing you can do is hide the 2 that you aren't trying to move. So that way it's just the schematic that you are trying to move right now, and select the one you're trying to move, and then get it to line up with the background. For example, you can see that there's a plus in the middle right here, and a circle. You're going to want to get that plus in the middle in the circle, and then there are gears around that you need to line up with the background too. So there's a small gear that goes on the bottom right under that without a hole in the middle, and a big gear that goes on the left side on the bottom left of it with a hole in the middle. So once you have those ones lined up, and then there are pieces with that look like a man, because there's a man in the background on the top. So you can line up the man in the background, but he doesn't have a head. So the other schematic, you line up the head. And then the arrows schematic that has arrows on the left and right side, those go inside the little curved pieces. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And I'll leave it up for a second so you guys can see that. But the arrows go pointing towards the curved pieces that are above the center plus sign on the left and the right. So I'll speed it up real quick so you can see me solving it. You can see that I'm just really trying to figure it out right now, but I'm moving it and I'm looking at what pieces I have, so I can see that on this piece here I need to flip it because the stuff that's on bottom should be on top, and then I'm moving that over now to line it up. So you move the guy's head so it lines up in the middle. And then the next schematic, this is the one with the plus sign. I realized I had it in the wrong spot. So the small gear is going on the bottom right, and the big gear is going on the left. And I'm lining up that plus in the middle. So that one's all lined up. So I can unselect that guy, go back to moving the head back in the right position. And then I'm going to move the third one now to get the legs and the arrows lined up. So now I hit them all right at the end when I'm done. Finally figured it out. But you can see the legs in the top. As soon as I move those down into place, the puzzle's going to auto-complete itself, and this is what it looks like when it's... I'll just leave this here for a couple seconds so you guys can look at it and see what it needs to look like when it's done. But once you've got the golden helmet and the schematics all finished up, you're going to head back to the Fremnik and into Caldegrim. Make sure you put on the gold helmet before you speak to Dondecan. And tell him you're ready to go. Now a cutscene's going to play where you get into the cannon, Dondecan gets ready to fire you, and then you get shot through the wall. Now when you're in here, you need to mine 6 to 14 gold, but you have a limited amount of time to do it. So as soon as you're in here, you're going to want to get going. So the 6 gold is for the minimum amount. This is going to make the demon you have to kill the highest level possible, which is only level 56. So he's pretty easy to kill if you're like a higher level like me. And I'm not even that higher level, I'm just level 104. If you mine up to 14, he's only going to be level 50. But if you mine less than 6, his health's going to regenerate, and it can be really tough. So once you've mined all 6, if you have a low mining level, this can take a while. But mine all of them. I mined 7 just to be safe, which takes a while because my mining level is only 49. But you have to walk around this first wall of flames that you see me walk towards here in just a second. You can't squeeze your way through this one. You have to go towards the open wall of flame over there. And then it's going to play a little cutscene, and then you're going to right-click on the second wall of flame and select Talk To. This is going to start the fight with the demon. He's really easy to kill if you mine quite a few and you have good enough weapons, and you're going to get instantly teleported out. Speak to Dondacan, and he's going to tell you that, you know, you did it, you killed the demon, you did a great job, kid. And as soon as you've done that, that's going to be quest complete. If this helped you, leave a like, comment down below if you have any questions. I reply to comments as soon as I can. Subscribe if you haven't already for new event guides and boss guides. I'm usually the first to post, and thanks for watching. If you're bored, check out some of my other stuff.